There were really terrible times of me over drinking and my kids being exposed to, you know, parents that really couldn't be taking care of them when they should have. And that's my biggest guilt and regret. But I am happy to say that all three of them have been extremely supportive and have told me, you know, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. That was the past. We were so proud of you now. And so that's been really good.
So what were the consequences in the years leading up to when you finally quit drinking in 2022 that you were starting to have a sense that this drinking was causing?
Just a roller coaster of dramatic events, because I would, again, go maybe 2 or 3 weeks, not drink at all, or then just sort of slowly drink. Oh, I'm going to drink 2 drinks. And then that would slowly creep up to where there would be an event or an incident that occurs that was just an over-drinking disaster, waking up the next morning and then going, my trifecta of guilt, regret, and shame, and then thinking, okay, I'm not going to drink anymore. Or I'm not going to drink. And then I would not drink for 2 or 3 weeks, but then there'd be something that would come up and I would say, oh, I haven't drank. I can't even remember the last time I drank. And then and so it was just sort of this roller coaster of incidents. And one thing that happened is I stopped drinking for 108 days. And I love my 108 number because I keep it in the back of my mind all the time, because I did not drink for 108 days and I felt like, okay, I've reset my brain, I've reset my system, so I can moderate. And so I'll just drink in moderation now that I know that I can go such a long time. And it slowly crept back up. That actually, I started drinking, I drank for the first time in 108 days. That was like New Year's Eve. So then if you fast forward, so it took about 8 months, like the first 2 or 3 months, it was fine. I was able to moderate, but then, and a couple more big incidences occurred. And on August 20th was a very horrible, large, big incident where I woke up the morning of August 21st, looked at the data on my Aura ring that was all red and awful, and my heart rate was 78, and I woke up and I said, I cannot drink again, and I cannot moderate, because I already tried to moderate. I had 108 days. And that was when I just got on YouTube, I Googled alcohol-free, or somehow I found alcohol-free lifestyle, and I will never forget it. I saw a video of Victoria English, and she was talking about her life sort of before and after alcohol. And I completely related to her, and I just thought, I want what she's having. And that was when I called. I just called and I said, okay, tell me what I need to do. So that was how I ended up at P90.
Yeah. For context, Victoria English is our coach at Alcohol Free Lifestyle, and has been with us since, I think, 2019, 2020, and she coaches our clients in Project 90. And when Shannon is saying the phrase P90, she's referring to our 90-day stop drinking process, which is called Project 90. Yeah. How specific do you want to go in relation to this incident you were referring to on August the 20th? Was it August the 20th?
August the 20th.
Yeah.
I started out in the afternoon with my boyfriend drinking probably mimosas and on the golf cart, and everything was fine. And I just slowly drank more and more, and we got in a fight. And I'll never forget. He said to me He said, "You're delusional." He was like really concerned with me, and he goes, "What are you on?" He thought like something had happened medically to me that was not just alcohol. Like he thought, this can't just be what she drank. And when he said, "What are you on?" and he looked at me that way, it made me feel like, whoa, this is just over the top. And And then when we ended up, getting in a fight and going to two separate houses. And then I woke up alone on the morning of the 21st, just knowing that that was not who I wanted to be. And it wasn't the best me that I could be. And that was when I just decided, I've got to do something about this. I cannot do this. I cannot keep doing this.
On August 20th, when you were drinking what were you drinking that day?
Probably started out with mimosas and then like beer or whatever. And it was not even that late. It was like, by that time, it was maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And you were on a golf course in Florida somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in a golf cart.
A golf cart.
Yes, because I live in the Villages, which is like a golf cart community. So you can just take your golf cart and not have to go in a real car, which also is, obviously not a good idea either.
At that time, let's say August of 2022, what was going on professionally with your practice? Is that how I call it? Your legal
Yes,
practice,
yeah.
your law practice?
It was going really well. I had started Florida Appeals in 2019. It has been, building and doing better and better every year. So I was always a very successful, productive, effective person. But then there was this sort of monkey on my back. I felt like this was one area in my life where I just felt so disappointed in myself. And so I think that's what really pushed me. And I couldn't figure out what to do about it, how to do it, because I personally didn't relate to like AA or going and feeling like that I have to that I'm shameful and have to say this in front of people. I wanted to focus on the positive, focus on trying to be better at what you are, and also just the brain aspect of it. I did a lot of research and education about just how your brain chemistry what alcohol does to your brain and how it's a poison and how it's not good for you, health-wise. And the other thing that I really stuck with me is that I felt like when you're like in high school and you're drinking because you're all part of the group, and then you're in college and you're 20s and you're going to fraternity parties, and then now you've got little kids and you have your girl group or whatever, and you think, oh, well, this is fun. And then I'm like to myself, Shannon, you're like in your 50s. Like, you're not cute anymore. You're just gross. And it really made me feel bad about myself. It was like, this isn't a good look for you. And it just made me feel bad about myself. And so I felt so lucky that I found your program because it just fit with me so well, because it was based on being a better you, being like a positive. It was a very positive, it emphasized the positive and also emphasized the science behind it.
Yes. A lot of our clients say that they are secretly struggling with alcohol, struggling with the shame, the embarrassment, but most people, including staff, colleagues, society, think that they have their life all together.
Yes, I was looking really good on the outside, I think. I mean, other than some incidences, but just, it was very, and again, a long time ago, I thought, oh, well, I'm not like homeless, drinking out of a paper bag, going to Alcoholics Anonymous, so I must not have a problem. And I think now it needs to be known that it's not like an all or nothing. There's a big gray area in the middle where it can be a problem, and you don't have to be terrible if you're just not, if you know in your gut that you are not where you want to be in your own like personal relationship with alcohol.
Yeah. Around that time, you were a successful appellate lawyer and you had your own practice and you were successful. But then privately, you were feeling and thinking what?
Like, why does this just keep this monkey on my back. Why do I keep doing this when I know what the outcome is going to be eventually? It's sort of like a crash and burn, if you're driving a race car and if you just keep going faster and you keep making turns, you're gonna hit the side. And that's what I just would keep doing, knowingly. And so then I would wake up and I would be like, Shannon, you're really smart. This does not make any sense for you to keep doing this. And so I just needed to figure out a way to not do it anymore. And I couldn't do it by myself.